Hi, this is Kim Pinkney, and welcome to my channel. Alrighty, this is day 2 of drawing Rihanna the Barbadian. I'm going to have her be like an aquatic type of warrior, and we'll start off with where we are and how we got here, and then change it all up, because I just came up with another idea, or I don't know, I just kind of thought that this pose was boring. It's straight up and down. It's boring. She has no scars. She just is boring. So I think I'm going to do something a little different with her, and maybe try to incorporate some more water, more of that sort of thing. Now, I like the idea that I had come up with before in a few other videos, where I was working with a different program. I think it was like Adobe Draw or something like that, or where it's more vector on Procreate. And yeah, most of this now is just like working with the face, trying to get her likeness and stuff like that. And I hate that it's still freaking pixelated. I don't know if there's a setting that I need to fix, but when I finally export this as a video, it probably won't have this pixelation problem. But anyway, yeah, where I had like fighting mermaids going up against some guys in like old time type of diving suits. And then I kind of worked out in my mind as I was drawing that these guys in the suits are just men that want to like take over frickin' everything. Republicans, I don't know, whatever. But yeah, they I want to think that maybe their culture just like is a bunch of hogs, and they just want to take over everything. And so one of the things that they want to capture is there's more, I want to say that there's more sea than it is land. And so they bring their forces underwater, and they think that they're lords of everything, until they come across some warrior women that are underwater and things like that. And I had drawn this one scene where, wow, you don't even see any of the detail because of this. I wonder why. I think I'll just do a purge of all my artwork or something like that. But here's what it's supposed to look like, and it should have been nice and clear. So I'm gonna have to look into why it would do this pixelation crap. But anyway, that's where we are thus far, and I hate the body. So I'm gonna put her in water, and I want her to be kind of, I don't know if I want her underwater or if I want her actually fighting. This particular, let me see. I was going to turn this into like a coloring page, but since I've added color and no outlines in a lot of this, let me see what it would look like. Let me get rid of the body first. I cannot stand this body. I don't know, the more I look at it, the more I hate it. And it's too stagnant. And it wouldn't be so bad, being stagnant like this, if it was just something that I was doing as a, oh, here's my character, my OC character, it's a pose. No. I'd like it to be a little bit more dynamic, especially if it's not just, a little character study. But even a character study has a little bit more personality. This is how I would draw when I was a kid. And now, with my resolution to draw more of a scene and kind of tell a story, little straight up and down pictures like this is just not going to cut it anymore. I have to step it up. So really quick, I'll show you what I'm talking about as far as the other program, which Adobe Draw. And I was trying to teach myself this, and these are the women I was talking about. They're like the mermaids, that fight underwater. And these guys right here are they're, I want them kind of like samurais, but they're underwater. So like the big diving suits with the big circle or big bald bell-shaped head, helmet type of thing. So it's like they kind of look intimidating, and I want to throw more of an intimidating type of thing onto them. And then like they ride sharks, and then on the shark's tail they have like their symbol. And I think what I'm going to do is have the men, these invaders, be more like what do you call them? Gosh, okay, we got like samurais, but have them be, I don't know. Kind of lost my thought. But yeah, this was what I was working on before, and just trying to teach myself this program. And like for hours I had tried to do scales, and I was like failing miserably. Then trying to figure out how to do shading and things like that on here. And that's where I pretty much was messing with opacities, and because you can't do a gradient in here, you have to kind of fake it. So but this idea never really left me. So these guys are trying to but you do get some really good vector work in here. I mean, at a distance this looks pretty dang good. It just like all the colors blend. But yeah, so the idea never left where these guys are coming in and just trying to take over different lands underwater. And I want to call them like the Iron Sun. So anyway, this is one breed of warriors that they're coming across. And I kind of want Rihanna, or Rihanna the Barbadian, to be an element of that world. So I want to think that she's on a particular island, or maybe she's just coexisting in this world as maybe a priestess or something like that. So yeah, I think I want to bring those other ladies into this too, other warriors. But with poses like that, this one would just like be just too dull. So I think I want her to cast some sort of magic, some sort of magic spell. So in order to do that, I need to change this pose up. I still want her to have the trident, but I want it to be more of a magical type of thing. She's a warrior, but maybe she's a magic wielding type of warrior, maybe a paladin of some sort. Not sure if I like the hair, but I do like the idea that it's kind of like scales or fins. So she's partially aquatic, partially land animal type of thing. More of the ideas that I was coming up with was that, let's see, talk but draw, Kim, talk but draw. Let's see, I want a color that's not going to be too annoying. I'll just go ahead and use brown, and then I'll diffuse it. We'll keep that layer. Okay, so I do want her in the water. I do want her looking off to the distance there, like she's still not quite done with the battle. And I want to turn her just slightly. Now, from all the stuff that I've learned from learning how to draw the Marvel way and things like that, let's see, and I'm not sure exactly what kind of pose I want to throw on her, so I'm just kind of like messing with some stuff here. See, I'm going to have her, I want her holding, and I want to have like, let's see if we do this. Poses where the head is just like straight up and down is kind of frustrating. Okay, here we go. One of the things that that they had mentioned is that for women, like, have the shoulders not quite symmetrical, like one is up, one is down. And like, so if her shoulders are like this, her hips should be like counter, to give it more of a interesting look or something like that. So I could do something like this. So like maybe she's taking somebody down or getting ready to. I could bring that here, or I could be like bold and use her hip. Bring her arm down this way. And we can kind of bring her down a little bit this way. We'll have one boob up here, one boob down here. Let me make that a little bigger. I don't have a reference picture for something like this. And I do like using reference pictures. That definitely helps with a lot of stuff. One of the ideas I was coming up with before I went live was to have her like in a stabbing motion, already doing her thing, or she is looking that way, so I could have something like this, like she's looking up, getting ready to stab the next person. And even she's got to defend something, I figure. Let's see, we'll have her like crouch down here. I don't want her to be like stagnant. Again, I'm getting this stagnancy type of thing. So let's see. Maybe if I change her position, let me do this. I'm going to clear. Let's see. But she is kind of like in the glamour shots type pose, but I want to get away from that. Let's see. Maybe... Okay, let me try the pose that I was thinking of. She was going to have the trident. Now I could have her forming the trident, getting ready to grab it. So bring her shoulders back more. I do not like this brush. It's a little big. Let's see. Still brainstorming here. So if she has her arm up, she's getting ready to grasp it. So like these are her boobs. And draw through the figure. So we're still connected. Just don't, I want her to twist a bit. So do I want her to twist forward to where we see her legs this way, or do we want her to twist the opposite way? Let's see, maybe twisting forward this way. She has no balance, that's the problem. Okay, so if her shoulders are going in this direction, I want to contrast it with her hips. Okay, so let's see. Yeah, for some reason I just did not, like I wanted to do a like downward thrust, but I wonder. Give me 1 second. Let me try something. I'm gonna turn this one off. I'm gonna keep her hair for now. Let me see what this looks like. I don't want to run out of, let's see if I keep that. I can keep that. So I'm gonna merge this one down. I only get 11, let's see, merge down, and I'm gonna get rid of this. I was going to put like a tattoo on her face. So let me delete this layer. Okay, so I got a couple more layers to play with. I'll keep the colored layers together. I'll keep everybody here together. Come on, you. Merge you down. Alright. Keep the hair separate in case I fall out of love with it or I need to make some changes. Okay, so, crap. Let's see. Now I was going to try a different pose where she's doing the downward thrust. And do I want to... Yeah, we'll redo this one. Because here she just looks like she's about to use it. She looks like, but it looks like her hand is going this way. Let's see. Okay, let's try it again. Okay, we'll bring this shoulder up more. This is her chest. We'll see, like, this is like a clavicle type of thing. It's like she sees a new threat on the horizon. Okay, her arm is up. And I'm also trying to keep in mind that she is primitive, you know, that using what you got. And these guys try to take advantage of that with their technology. I want to make it like magic is swallowing up technology instead of like the other way around. There's always like, until they like almost merge. And maybe it's magic against technology type of thing. Let's see. Let's see, we'll turn her more this way. Let me erase a little bit of this here. She still looks a bit stiff. I think I'll tilt everything. It's just that her face is just like, I should have had a better idea of what I wanted to do. Let's see if I move the body this way. Just trying to keep it from being stiff and stagnant. I really don't want it crossing her body so much. But, you know, we gotta do what we gotta do. Let's see. Oh, you know, it'd be cool if she's holding the head or the helmet of one of those diving guys. So let's see. That would be cool. But she doesn't look triumphant. Let's see. Let's see. So like it would be looking like one of these type of things. And dripping. Let's see, her arm would be like right here. This is really super pencil thin. But we can at least see the lines here. Okay, let's see. If we bring her arm back this way, because I want her trident. Do I want it impaling something? There's a lot of pictures that you see with people holding tridents. They're just in the midst of using them. Let's see, if she's holding it, I'm assuming that there's going to be, we'll put like some, because I want it to be the Iron Sun. I want them to have kind of like a, what is the word? Like a scuba type of outfit, merged with samurai. Okay, so she's holding this up, probably not high enough. Let me see if I can bring it down a bit. There we go. It's like, get out of my water. More like she's getting ready for the next, you know, like she's showing the helmet. Let's see, maybe if I tilt it more. So I'm thinking her elbow is behind here. I should have like numerous cracks and punctures and whatnot in there. Okay. Alright, trying to come back to my, so I'm going to have to fix the hair too. My anatomy. Okay, so we have the shoulder right here. She's not holding it up very high. Now I want her kind of turned. She needs balance. So we've got this here. We're going to need something here. Let's erase all that. This almost reminds me of like holding up the head of Medusa. Let's see. The clavicle here. And I want her trident to have gotten some battle damage. So maybe one of the tines is broken off or something like that. So if this area right here, this is another part of the drawing the Marvel way type of thing. If this area right here is elongated, this area needs to be pinched or cinched in just a bit. We'll give her a nice pelvis. I've been reading one of my old issues of Danger Girl, and those women are so hip you can't even see over their pelvis. It's a J. Scott Campbell thing. Let's see, we'll tilt that more. Trying to stay in proportion with the head. So like the body, I think would be like, this would be a head, and this would be a head. So I need to shorten the torso just a bit. But being more of like a superhero-ish type of thing, you'd probably get away with it being a little bit longer than usual. And she's a warrior, so there we go. So she took the head off of the guy. Yeah, I think turning him into Japanese-inspired samurai would be freaking awesome. I don't know, those guys, their armor is so damn intimidating. It's freaky. Okay, so here's like the fun part of creating like OC characters. It's like giving them a history, giving them depth. Whoops, what am I doing? Trying to, let's see, but I need to figure out what to do with this arm. Or I could turn the body just a little bit more. Let's try it. Nothing should be stagnant. It's bad enough that the head is straight up and down. Okay. And also another thing is to give it a silhouette, really good silhouette. So like if I did this sort of thing, let me do this. And I think I'll change, oh, here we go. I'll do it this way. If you can see the pose off the silhouette, it's a good pose. Like everything has its own little thing going on. So, I think if I bring the hand up a little bit more, the silhouette could be a little bit more interesting. Okay, let's do that. Okay, so this, I'm gonna bring this up higher. And this is one of the things I like about drawing digitally, is that, oops, I'm on the wrong layer, is that I can play more than on paper. On paper, depending on what I'm using, this could be a big mess. Let's see, we're going to tilt it a bit, and we're going to bring it out more. We'll bring it away from her body a bit. Okay. There we go. Give her a little bit of muscle there. Ooh, maybe if I held it... Okay, let's try something. Let's see. Is it this. And we'll move everybody down. And instead of gripping it, maybe having it in her hand like this. So I'm bringing everybody down just a bit. And let's see, I wish there was a quick way to ungroup really quick. Okay. All right. Oops. So I'm going to bring this up even higher. Rihanna, you're going to be looking like a badass woman. That is the point. I wonder if she would be badass enough to use one of their helmets as a weapon. I mean, something like that intimidating. Let's see, I think I want to tilt everything. Let me try to do this. Take her arm. There we go. Like the Statue of Liberty. I'm liberating your head from your body. How's that for liberty? I hate that I didn't give her an expression, but most of the pictures that I have of Rihanna are, what's the word? Smiling. But this is kind of ballsy. Okay, so now she's got that. Got to figure out what to do with her. If I turn her body a little bit here, let's see. Turn it sideways there. We need to use the hips a bit to balance out the weight of that diving bell helmet. Bring it up more. Okay. All right. So like if this part here is, take off her hair for a sec. If this part here is all cinched up, same thing. There's her shoulder. If this is cinched up, this should be elongated. And we'll bring this down. This will be up. Now, even if I don't know my anatomy like super well, I've got some good idea of where things are. Like this kind of fits into this, the underarm here, and we're gonna give her a nice little boob job because warriors and junk. Take a little bit of her neck off. Yeah, it's funny. I was thinking about this, and I'm like, I don't want to abandon it because I'm not liking the pose. And there was something that was turning me off about it, is that I just was falling out of love with the pose. It didn't make any more sense to me. It's like, oh yeah, warrior, but you're not doing anything. See, I think I need to bring everybody down just a smidge. Let's see, we'll bring, because she has like no chest, or too much chest, and boobs aren't way up here, they're down here where the rib cage is. So one thing to do, get my proportions going. Okay, we got muscles and whatnot that are happening here. that should be the shoulder. There's the neck, and it kind of dips just a smidge, I believe. My eraser's just a little big. Dip, give us that section there. Now we got a clavicle here, so so we have like this little area here. Her rib cage would be about right here, so her boobs would be just about down here, except that this arm is up raised. So now I got to figure out, am I thrusting this forward or is it leaning backwards? Let me see. So if I do that, rib cage is here. Make that a little bigger. Yeah, this is why I always like to have source images. I don't have to think as hard. But when you're in a pinch and you don't have that source image, sometimes you just gotta remember what the body can and can't do. Okay, so this is going to be this way from those of us who have floppy boobs like this. Okay, so this needs to come back a little bit, unless she's hunched over. Okay, or this needs to come forward because her head is straight up and down. So, let's try this. If I wasn't lazy, I'd go look at myself in the mirror to go try this pose out. This is awkward. Let me try something. I'm gonna do a quick search on someone raising something above their head. And one of the ones that I'm looking at is like, you know, Perseus raising the head of Medusa. I just need to see how the body connects to this part right here. Now, in a statue, oh, now that's tight. She's looking down. That would be tight. But she's not looking down. She's looking up, so that won't work. Wow, there are a lot of pictures of Perseus with the head of Medusa. But I want her to be more... Oh, wow. Some of these are freaking awesome. Let me show you what I'm looking at. Let me turn my screen. See if it'll let me turn the screen. Desktop capture. Okay. There's one pose that I thought would have been badass, but I don't have a picture of Rihanna looking in that direction, or else I would definitely borrow that pose. It was, and the shape that it would have framed it in would have been badass. Let's see, did I pass it already? Like this one right here where it says Perseus, Perseus Wikipedia. Let me click on it, maybe it'll let me see it. That one would have been a decent pose. Oh my god, that would have been a badass pose. Because it forms a triangle in so many different little places. Here's a triangle, there's a triangle, there's a triangle. That's badass. So let me see if I can form a triangle. You know, making interesting shapes here. But what I was looking for was, let's see, let me get out of this. Like maybe this one here, or they're not holding it like wicked high, like maybe this one here, but facing forward instead. But now I kind of have an idea of the muscle group that's handling the head. La 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 la. Let's see. So I'm looking at this stuff right here on the shoulders. He's got hair. He's got cloth on his arm, and then the hand is holding it up. But it's not quite the pose that I... Ooh, that's cute. This one's the pose, but not really. But I want to get something like that going, where it's kind of sideways. So let me see if I can maybe turn it a little bit more, but it's still not quite right, because I have her arm up like wicked high. Let's see, let's try a different one. But that gives me the idea of the muscle groups that are holding it. This one's a little closer. Okay, so the torso is jutting forward. Okay, so this is giving me a good idea. Video capture, desktop capture. Okay, so like right now I've got her kind of bent a bit, kind of like this kind of shape going on, but facing forward. So if I concave her forward, take that shape, this should be jutting forward. This should be forward but receding. So this is not right. Okay. Let me change the pose just a bit. And I apologize, I didn't want to spend a lot of time on this because I thought I had figured it out. I thought I had figured out what I wanted to do. And I didn't want to leave her straight up and down. Wanted her body to be a little bit more dynamic. Now the trick of using a man's body is just you got to remember how a woman's body is shaped. Give her less of the angular look, and what I mean by is don't make her as square as a man. Give her more S curves. There we go. This will fit into there. This is going to be elongated a bit. So I'm kind of sketching it out, and one of these is going to work. Gosh darn it! One of these lines. All right. And we'll use this right here as what's holding the trident. We'll have her forearm kind of rest on her hip. And we'll thrust that out a bit. I am coming back towards the original pose too, which is kind of tragic, but it is what it is. Okay. Now, I still want her to balance that head, that helmet. And for giggles, let's see, if that's the size of her head, the helmet should be a lot bigger. And I'm trying to decide, do I want to have the eye hole right here or right here? We'll have it like that, typical. Okay, so if this is like the front, so the opening would probably be about right here, and we'll have it kind of be jagged. Now, I think what would also be cool is if her trident was kind of stuck in it. I mean, well, just a thought. Let's see. Make my line a little bit bigger. There we go. So she's kind of holding it there. A little bit of foreshortening. a little bit of balance here. And then we could just have it like bleeding and whatnot. Now I'm wondering if maybe this is just a little too squat right here. Let me see. We'll bring this stuff down a bit. Or maybe not squat enough. Alright. Maybe squeeze that in a bit. I wonder if I can make it a little off center. And that'll give her a little bit more balance. Let me see, maybe if I tilt it a little bit more. Almost above her head. The only thing is that the head just does not seem to want to work with me. Let me see. Maybe I just need to connect it better to the body. Do a little bit of erasing. You know what I probably need is a bodybuilder. Maybe that's what I need to look at. Just so I can be a little bit more accurate with the pose. Give me 1 second. Let's see if we can find a bodybuilder here. I got your She-Ra right here, bro. Alright. Okay, so this might help a bit. Yes, I said female bodybuilder. Gimme. Okay, that one looks tight. Okay, let's see. Alrighty, this might help. I want to see, oh, let me help you guys see what I'm seeing. Okay, alright, so what I'm looking for, this one right here does not look too bad. Hold up, like this chick right here, Hong Kong female bodybuilder. If it'll, there it goes. This might work. This actually might work, actually. I just probably have to switch, that's kind of the pose that I want. The only thing is that the arms are going in the wrong direction. Like, I want them to be facing another way. Let me see. Copy image. Yep, lots of different source images. Arrange, flip horizontal. That does not suck. Okay, so let's get back to where we're going here. Okay, So if I do that, I'll have to change a few things, which is not a bad idea. Okay, let's see. Instead of her facing in this direction, this will have her body facing in the opposite direction. So let's see if we can do that. And I'm going to see if I can just take what I need here. Trying to keep my proportions in mind. Okay. And this helps me to see the muscle groups. This is what I desperately needed. So yeah, there is the neck. There's part of the back, got the shoulder, got the bicep, yeah, the bodybuilder is just a little bit more extreme. So I'm not going to show each and every freaking muscle group and whatnot. But that wouldn't suck. Okay, so this fits into here. She'll have a bit of that going on. Now she looks a little too buff, so I'm going to kind of bring things in a bit. But she is a warrior, so we can get away with it. It's arms day, bro. Arms day. So we'll bring this in just a little bit. More curves, more curves. Okay, and I'm going to bring this arm up more. There's her shoulder. Bicep again. And her forearm. Kind of erase a little bit of the... Now I'm trying to decide, do I want this to come above like that or beneath? Definitely gonna have gore and water dripping down her arms here. Okay. Get them pectoral muscles out there and popping. separation there. Okay, so if the arms are going this way, hips should be, we'll have it come down this way. Okay, so now to try to soften this up a bit. But this still looks awkward. Let's see. So we'll have the fingers come in the front here instead. Here we go. So we'll see a part of this here. And then I just need to soften everything up here. Okay, so from here, I need something else. She needs to be looking at something. What can she be looking at? The body? Her next foe? Throw another phallic symbol here. Or I could have like the guy. Or have maybe sharks. Because they are riding hammerheads. Yeah, let's see, maybe some arms or something like that coming out of the water. Torrential seas. But let's see, let's go ahead and soften up this line here. There we go. Let's make her a little girly here. I'm going to use my soft brush here. I'm just going to bring that down. Oops. There we go. And I'll bring that about right there. I'm wondering if I should use, yeah, I think I'll use the other one since I'm not doing a portrait. I'm going to use a harder brush. That way one stroke will do you. Let me try this brush here. We'll bring that down some. There we go. Let's see, and the arm should only be a head, like the forearm here, should only be like a head length from right here. So I need to bring a lot of this in. Okay, that's probably why she looks like a dude. Dude looks like a lady. Okay, I need to come out a little bit further. There we go. Whoops, not free. Should have been freeform. Hold up. Oh, it is freeform, but I thought it was. Let's see. We reset, and it should be uniform. Here we go. So this head should be about a head here. Bring that down some more. A little bit more. I think we can get away with that. Let's try this. Try to do it in one. Instead of giving her like defined muscles, we'll give her like, let's keep it kind of smooth. Oh, the shoulder needs to pop out just a little bit more. Okay, I got 1 hour left. That's not what I wanted to do. Let's try it again. I think I'll get like the basic shape and then I'll come back around and smooth that out. And then I got to decide, what is she going to wear? She is an island chick of the future, whatever. Never had to worry about nudity and whatnot, but she is a warrior. Whoops. Of some sort. You know, maybe she had to fight for her homeland. Survival. Because of these Iron Sun douchebags. Oops. I forget that if you hold this down too long, it'll give you a straight line. It's like channel your Wonder Woman. Wonder Woman isn't. They don't have her like bulging all over the place. Okay, so her. This is going to be fun. We'll say let's see, I'm just going to have her thumb come around. I don't think that's right. Other way. I gotta play with this. So is she holding it like she was thrusting it? If she is, then would it be that way? Stupid stinky thumb. Okay, so if this was her palm. Okay, so this would be her fingers. So you gotta look at it like that. Grip, woman, grip. I like watching Jim Lee's drawings because he makes the fingers so effortlessly. It's amazing. Okay. And I think the thumb needs to come up a little bit more. I'll find a source image for that. When you want to grip. Maybe if I bring this up a bit. Too much. I want like kind of thinner lines. I think that's pretty decent. When I'm doing a portrait, I kind of soften these lines. Because I really don't care for super thick, hardcore lines like this, especially when I'm coloring, and I want to make it look realistic. Let's see, let's go ahead and do this. Now, usually when I'm drawing, I like to take my time. Hence, like 3-hour long videos and stuff like that. And if you are getting into drawing, this is not a race. Not professional where, you know, got a deadline, got to get it done. No, this is for pleasure. And take your time with it, savor it. Let's see. I was going to have her, if she's going to be in the water, she'll need some sort of measure of protection, but she'll also need, you know, to be light, so she doesn't sink or anything like that. Okay, so I was going to put the diving bell. Oh, here's that cool. There we go. Here's my circle. Get all up in this mug. And we'll redraw that. You know, like coming up with the history of the character and whatnot. I think that's a lot of fun. Kind of explaining why this character's in this predicament here. It's like, don't get cocky. This looks ugly. Let me see if I can look at my source image again. It just looks awkward. I wonder if I took the female bodybuilder's pose, her hands, and have it kind of, let's see, just for giggles. I want to see how it would fit. Her thumb is going in this direction. Just to be a bit extreme. Nah, that's not gonna work. But it does kind of help me with the grip. In this direction, and I think I have some ideas here. Okay, so this is where her knuckles are. It still looks awkward. I think because her there we go. I think that looks a little bit better. Because the bodybuilder's twisting their hand. So if she was throwing like a javelin, I'm going to have to just find a source image. This, everything I'm doing just feels a little bit wrong and awkward. Do, 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 do. Okay, so there should be, okay, this just looks weird. I think it's the foreshortening that's screwing things up. Let's see. Here's the back. Because it just looks like I've lost her muscle here. This, that looks right for some reason. Okay, let's keep that then. But all of this looks wrong. I don't know. Let's see, maybe if I brought this up more. Let's see, it doesn't give me, like, she has no elbow. I think that's part of the problem. Woman, you have no joints. Just one big twisty sausage. Okay, let's make some of these muscles work for us here. We'll make this one a little longer. I think that because she's a special warrior, not necessarily a snowflake. There aren't snowflakes in the Caribbean or Caribbean-like atmosphere. I think I'll probably end up having to either bring this arm down. Let's see. Let's try it. Oops. That her tattoos that I'm going to put on her need to be kind of mystical looking. Let's see, we'll turn this a bit. Okay, that looks like it'll work. I kind of like that. Looks a little bit more natural, darling. Okay, and then we'll bring her paw down a bit. Oops. We don't circle it, we select it. Give her an iron fist. Okay, that looks a lot better. Just a little. Looks better than it was. Alright. Then we can have all kinds of gore and stuff coming down off of it. Maybe a fin or something coming off of something else. But I think we should light her up. Or at least her tattoos. We should light up her tattoos. And I think I want to use, I'm trying to think. I should look up animals in the Caribbean. See, because we've got sharks that are strong. I saw this really wicked, awesome tattoo of a devil ray. Oh my gosh, that thing looked badass. That would have been cool on her body. Let's see. I'm looking at the female bodybuilders to try to get something right here. I like when they do that twist of their body. I wonder if I can kind of get her to do that. But I'd have to turn her boobs again forward. And I want to give her abs. That would be tight. Okay, let's see. Let's see if we can do that. First you want a side view, then now you want a forward view. Kimberly, make up your mind. Okay. Now this pose requires like part of the back. Let's see, and I'm going to erase this right here. I like the idea of there's somebody right here trying to come after her. Could be the guy's head. Yeah. We'll have his... And the sharks should be going after him because of the blood. But then again, she's in the water too, so you would think they'd go after both of them. Okay, go back to this one. And we'll lay down some abs. Belly button would be like right here. So we'll use this layer. Use that Barbadian magic. You will not take our home. You rat bastards. I'm going to get rid of some of these other lines that we no longer need anymore. Make that bigger. Okay, let's bring... Which means I'm going to have to turn her arm just a bit. Okay. It's like I want too much. I want too much out of this. Let me grab this. And we gotta throw some piercings on her. Oh crap, we do. Let's see. Move you over. Okay, I'm trying to zoom in on these abs here. What happened? What'd you do? Where'd you go? Okay, here we go. Alright. Alright. Make that a little bit bigger there. One of the things about muscles, there's a lot of S shapes in them. Like here's an S shape right here. This S shape here. Okay. I think I want to throw a lot more braids on her. One of those type of, give her like an effortless hairstyle. Okay, so this was the first pass through with, oops. With the outline. Let's do a second. Okay, and I'm going to take this one down a little bit in the opacity range here, because this is closer to what I'm kind of looking for. And I'm wondering, I'll take this and kind of merge these two together. So come on, you. There you go. Okay, so the one above it will be the outline. Now I need to just get this thickness, a little too. Bring it down some. But Jeff, I think we've got it. Almost, almost. Oops, I don't want to do that. I don't put that on its own layer. Now these abs, though, that's what's going to be a bear. All right. I think what I'll end up doing is just kind of defining them a little bit. It's weird how they're off-centered from each other. It'd be kind of cool to color it like a Boris Vallejo. Yeah, the skin does not usually reflect green light, but not unless they're like a zombie or something like that, or in this case kind of like aquatic. I wanted to kind of have that tropical fish type of thing going on. Like she's human but not quite human. Not quite a hand either. All right. Wow, what a journey to get to this far. And of course, we've definitely got to do some craziness to this trident. All right, let's have some fun. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and do some coloring. We'll go ahead and add the base tone. And we'll bring our hair back in a sec. I might just end up changing it more. Add to it. Okay. We'll grab Let's see, I think it was this tone right here. Toss that bad boy in there. Let's see, we'll throw some brown in here. Let's see, let's look at Rihanna herself here. Her brown has a bit of, I want to say a bit of purple in it. Let's see. And it's got a bit of yellow too in the tone. Let's see. So if I start with this tone here, maybe come down a bit and then drop the opacity. And we'll change our brush to like the soft brush. Give us some soft shadows. Make sure it's nice and big. Oops. Drop the opacity. And I'm going to use a little bit of my bodybuilders here for some emphasis. And I should have assigned what the colors would be, like what does this green do? So maybe maybe in the darker tones or the mid tones, maybe I'll use those. I'm trying to figure out where I want to put that. So maybe her skin is not quite skin. Maybe it's kind of like the same texture as the sharks or something. Something that's kind of greasy and waterproof or something like that. But she does have like a bit of human to her. Oops. Let's just put the overall tone here. So we'll have it be more dark on this side. And instead of using black, I think I'll use green. And then have the pink be more of a highlight. Kind of like a iridescent type of skin. Kind of smudge it in a bit. Get it to kind of blend a little bit better. Okay, let's use a little bit of this green. I'm going to drop that. Let's see if we can get these guys to blend a bit. Are we on the same layer? We should be. There we go. And we'll toss a little bit there. Grab a bit of that green. Now she's got a bit of gray in her too, so we'll probably throw a little bit of gray in there eventually. Okay, I'm going to use a little bit more of that intense green here. Crap, it's almost time to go. All right. Crap. Alrighty. So I gotta know when to stop. I'm going to use a little bit of that gray. Let's see. And we'll give it kind of like an undertone. There we go. Just to kind of help out some of that green. Maybe not. Let's see, bring it up a bit. I could do the alpha lock, but I don't like sometimes how it acts. But it'll save me some time in cleaning up. Let me get another green, dark green. Okay, I'm gonna have to stop it right here, and this is where we look like so far. I think what I need to do is I want to change her hair a bit. It looks dry. We need to definitely make it a little wetter. Go, we'll smooth in some of the colors here. Give her that iridescent look, and then we'll toss some pink on there, and we'll do more to it. Maybe throw some magic and some tattoos on here. All right, so let me go ahead and show how we got this far. The evolution. Okay, for those who are just joining us, I basically got tired of the same stagnant pose. I mean, I was like, ew. You know, I was thinking about that, and then I started thinking, you know, I should tell a story. And this is just like her just standing there looking, I'm special. You know, and it's like, no, I think we need more instead of just the I'm special look. You know, I think she needs to be in some battles and stuff. So I'm going to be putting bumps and bruises and whatnot on her. Maybe even throw some veins on there, you know, kind of butcher up a bit. But basically, I hate how pixelated this crap is. Urgh! I can't wait till we get to the end, and then I can do a speed draw, add it to some music, and you know, keep my big old paws out of it. But basically, first part of the first session was basically trying to get her her likeness. she was looking a little harsh around the jawline, so we softened that up a bit. Um, my biggest regret is that I didn't pick more pictures of her where she's got more of an expression. But this was like the toughest expression I could find of Rihanna. So, um, with that in mind, I was starting with gray, and then I realized, I don't need to be in gray in order to, change it into, because I want to ultimately make this into a coloring page. And some people like doing the, what is that called? The gray tones, like coloring over gray tones. So I was going to give that option to have the gray tones in there. And then you can change your skin color any way you want. So anyway, that was the thought process. So I took the gray and ended up working with it, and it just added a little bit more depth to her. So I kept it, and I wanted to have like more of a fishy look to her. So instead of it being regular hair, I wanted to add like kind of gills to the side of her, but make her more of a tropical fish since she's more in the Caribbean type of thing. And then like I said, I fell out of love with the body pose and started playing with other poses. And then I started thinking I wanted her to fit into this one particular idea of women kind of like Amazons in water, like mermaids, mermaid Amazons. And they'll fight tooth and nail to protect their environment from the iron sun, which is basically some guys in diving suits, special scuba gear that are trying to take over. And they're kind of like scuba gear that looks like samurai. So, I think I want to play with that too. And I think I want to kind of make it evolve into a more Disney look, where it's more fun, but bloody fun. But anyway, the pose changed to something more of like, I want her to be triumphant, like maybe in the heat of battle, but she's still not quite done. And so I've got her holding the diving helmet that she just took off of somebody. And then I decided, you know what, let me stick her trident in it. Maybe she's showing the people on shore or near the lagoon or wherever there she's from, that she's got a trophy. And in the midst of it, there's blood all around her, there's sharks all around. And, I started butchering her up a little bit more and started adding, maybe more of a scene. And I wanted to do something that I hadn't seen before. It's like, heroes get cocky and stuff. So, the battle's not quite over, homie. So I also was thinking that maybe the person that she took the diving helmet off of is the person that's kind of gripping onto her armor or whatever that she's got on. Then I decided I was going to have her face forward more so we could see those beautiful abs. And, she's a warrior. She's a fighter, And then I think I want musical notes or something like that to assist her in her battle. So maybe these tribal tattoos that I'm going to toss onto her, maybe they're going to have like some tribal type runes or something like that into them, and they'll be glowing. Maybe parts of her will be glowing. And that's pretty much where we are. Pretty grandiose, huh? Lots of thoughts. So that's where we are. And you guys, thank you so much for joining me, whether it's at the last minute or from the get-go. If you learned something, cool. If not, hey, but if you like where we are so far, give a like or subscribe, and even suggest maybe other things that would be cool in this little universe. And if I really get good at telling a story, I'm going to really try to put this into a comic book format. All right, so that's where we are. You guys, thank you again for joining. And I will see you in the next one. Bye-bye.